Hello, I'm Jenny Spinner, Chief Editor of Snack Food and Wholesale Bakery. And I'm here
And
with,
I'm Liz Parker, senior editor of Snack Food and Wholesale Bakery.
and welcome to our latest edition of the new product highlights for the month. This is for the month of November. It was another really interesting month. I'd like to thank all the producers for coming out with a lot of stuff worth talking about it. And our picks are based on not necessarily what we as consumers would like to put in our faces. It's also a little bit of that, but it's also products that we think are noteworthy for whatever reason. They're using a really cool on trend or novel ingredient. They're really neat branding. Cool formats. You'll see what we mean when we get going. Liz, why don't we get started? Um,
Okay, I think you were gonna start, right?
yeah, I think it was me. First I'd like to start off with Entenmann's Baked Donuts. And donuts are obviously not new to Entenmann's Grupo Bimbo brand, but this is their first foray into baked donuts. And so if you are one of those consumers who's looking for something a little sweet, but maybe a little bit better nutritional profile than your average bakery goodness, this is something that you might be tempted to pick up when you're shopping. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely interested to see how these do at retail.
Yeah, those were interesting to me because Entenmann's definitely a household name, known for donuts, baked goods, things like that. But I'm not sure if I ever saw them do a baked donut, so that's a little bit different for
Okay.
them. Speaking of bakery items, Subway is releasing a foot-long cookie. And when I saw the picture, I immediately started craving cookies because everyone knows Subway subs. They used to have that really iconic $5 foot-long song. And the cookie looks like the sub. It's literally a foot-long cookie. So I don't think I've ever seen a brand do that before, like a foot-long cookie. And it's obviously like a natural fit for them with their branding.
Yeah, they technically had a limited release a bit ago. So this is technically new to most of the US, but not everybody. But they are going to do some fun promo stuff, and then it's going to be something that you could be buying with your foot long sub. You could probably, if you ask them real nice, you could probably have a foot long cookie sub, just like put the cookie in between the bread bun components, but I wouldn't recommend that. It's Subway, whether you're one of those people that got buys lunch out every day, or you used to and you don't go to Subway anymore, I think this might get people back in the door. So well done, Subway. My next item, I am a sucker for advent calendars. Being a girl who is raised sort of Catholic, Christmas is a big deal, and usually the advent calendars we've had are every day you open the little door on the calendar and you get chocolate. So it's as if you're not eating enough around the holidays. Here's
Great.
24, 25 pieces of chocolate. And this year I steered away from that and got a tree calendar for my dogs. My dogs don't know it's Christmas, but it's still it's fun to count down. But Bear Bells, which makes a line of protein bars, came out with a holiday countdown calendar. So instead of indulgent, rich, fatty, sugary chocolate, it's a pretty nutritious, still a treat every day. And I thought that was a really neat idea.
That is a good idea. I've seen a lot of advent calendars so far. We've actually received a few samples that I'm going to give a shout out to in a second, but I haven't seen like a better for you one. So it's especially nice if you're trying to like maybe watch what you eat, or you have some restrictions and everyone's having fun advent treats. You can get yourself one of these. So shout out to Lacrids by Bulow. They gave me this licorice one that looked great, and I admit we sneaked a few pieces before December because I brought them to my future in-laws house, and we were like, since we're only here for 2 days, let's just open up all of them and see
Yeah.
what's there. And then what was the other one? Ladder Rock chocolates. Actually, we're getting into CI territory here, candy industry, but
That's
Ladder
fun.
Rock sent me a very cool one where it's almost like a storybook, like a pop-up storybook. So I've
Oh,
been enjoying that for the 4 days of December so far.
yeah, that sounds like a much better idea than what I did last year. It was an advent calendar with beer. So
Oh yeah.
it was so big I could barely carry it out because it's a giant, it's a case of beer. And I am not the person I used to be. So drinking a beer a day might not be an ordeal for other people who are stronger than me, but I ended up with skipping so many days and sipping and pouring out. So Bear Bells is a much better route than an alcoholic month.
Right, for sure. I saw those at Costco recently. Actually, there was a beer one and a wine. But moving on, another cool partnership, holiday type news. Well, I guess not a holiday, but IHOP is partnering with Wonka, the movie, the prequel, which is coming out soon with Timothy Chalamet.
Mhm.
And they released a list of not a list, they released a menu, a Wonka inspired menu. So there's a lot of purple items, as you might guess, like purple pancakes, things like that. And the film is out December 15th, so definitely a timely partnership. I know a lot of other brands like have been doing Wonka related things, like Ferrara actually released some Wonka hat gummies, which
Mhm.
I saw back at Sweets and Snacks, I believe. That's when they were
Yeah.
previewing them. And now I see them everywhere. I saw them at the movie theater, which obviously is a, apropos place to sell them.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a beef with the filmmakers because Timothy Chalamet might be a little bit young. I know it's a prequel, but I might actually ask our video guy to put up a picture. Timothy Chalamet does not look as much as the original Wonka, Gene Wilder, as Jeremy Allen White from The Bear.
Yeah.
Like twinsies practically, and also super hot. What's wrong with a super hot Willy Wonka? Although I might be a little too young or old for the Timothy Chalamet target market, I guess. So don't listen to me. What do I know? But yeah, it isn't a Christmas movie, but they've timed it around Christmas. So they've had some really festive promos and products. So yeah, I'm interested. I'm actually going to IHOP sometime this weekend. Don't be jealous with friends. So I might put these on my plate. Um,
Yeah, that would be fun. I knew you were gonna say The Guy from the Bear. That's a great show over on Hulu. And I read an article, he said he's not related to Gene Wilder, who's my favorite Willy
mhm,
Wonka thus far, but they look like big twins almost, so
they
it's not
do.
crazy.
They do. The next one that we wanted to talk about is uh if you've ever made apple crisp or you've had a really good Dutch apple pie, when my mom would bring a Dutch apple pie back from Baker's Square, I would sneak the crumb topping off. So Magnolia has come up with Magnolia Bakery, just the crumb, which is just a snack that consists of just the crumb from the crumbly brown sugar butter goodness. And I just thought that was a genius idea because I mean, I'll take a Dutch apple pie any day, but I might be tempted to just eat this stuff next time I go there.
Right. I think that's a super smart idea. There was a place by me that's unfortunately closed, but they have other locations called Grand Traverse Pie, and I love their crumb pies. But the best part is always the crumb. So just having like a snack, just the crumb and not like a huge piece of pie or a piece of pie would be nice.
Yeah.
When you said Baker's Square, I got excited because when I lived in Illinois, we would go there all the time. And I hadn't heard that name in forever. I was like, Baker's Square. But
Yeah.
anyways, this is from Magnolia Bakery, which is known for their cupcakes. Although they're kind of branching out a bit. They did those pudding cookies, I believe.
Oh, yeah, they're if you've ever gone to location, their banana pudding is pretty solid. Not to make this into an advertisement for Magnolia Bakery. They're not sponsoring us unless they'd like to send us sponsorship and puddings.
They
Um
got one
mhm,
more thing and then we'll move on. I think they got really popular with Sex and the City, the TV show, because the
indeed,
characters were
yeah.
always eating their cupcakes and then people started going there for
Mhm.
cupcakes, which I've had from there. But speaking of movie partnerships with Wonka, AMC and Hidden Valley Ranch popcorn is releasing a Hidden Valley Ranch flavored popcorn, which
Mhm.
is interesting to me because at movie theaters sometimes you'll see like these little shakers and you can put like seasonings on it. So it's basically that, but in like, at home type of popcorn format. So I think that would be popular with people who like ranch flavors and popcorn.
Yeah, I just not too terribly long ago went to go to an AMC theater and I forgot to look for the ranch popcorn. So sorry, I'll have to go see something else, perhaps Wonka and report back on that. But yeah, I like when I'm at the movies, I do prefer just like butter and salt, but I occasionally do indulge in the little shakers if they have them. And ranch sounds really cool. So I'm a ranch girl. So I would be one of the consumers that would try it. So well done, AMC. Uh, the next thing that I wanted to mention is Lunchables Dunkables, which is fun to say. Um, Lunchables are, if you are Gen X or younger, you might have had these in your lunch bag. It's like a kid's charcuterie tray. Here's some little meats, here's some cheese, here's some crackers. There's a pizza version. It's kind of fun, but this is more on the snack side than a full meal. And it's kind of like the Oscar Mayer's version of girl dinner. So it's like mixing up snacks. Who doesn't like a little bit of variety? That's the whole thing that the TikTok trend girl dinner is about, just eating whatever you have on hand, whatever takes your fancy. But Lunchables with the Dunkables has taken the thinking out of girl dinner and just put all the pieces in one thing. So that's a really cool strategy.
I did see those. I'd be interested in trying them. Because definitely, like you said, like the girl dinner trend, just something kind of light and snacky. There was a meme I saw once, I think, and it was like for, millennials, Gen X, and it was like, if you ever had these, this is why you're obsessed with charcuterie. And it showed like the old Lunchables, like the
Yeah.
pizza, where you would, I used to bring those for lunch, where you would stack them up. They'd give you like little crackers, maybe some pepperoni, things like that. Moving on, so cauliflower, known for its cauliflower pizzas, it's been branching out lately. It released some chicken bites with cauliflower, like a cauliflower, not a crust, but like a breading, I guess you would call it. And now they have a dill chicken bite flavor. So that will be interesting. I know dill is really hot, like all the time. People are very interested in pickle flavored things. I actually have these like dill flavored little like little smoky type things from Trader Joe to try. It's in my freezer
Yeah.
right now. So stuff like that, I think it'll be interesting. They also released a bunch of other products, but this is the one we're talking about today.
Yeah, cauliflower has really bloomed into, they have pizzas, they have chicken tenders, they have pastas for people who are either celiac, gluten sensitive, or just don't want to eat gluten. So their coated chicken snacks are one of my favorite things myself. And I'm a huge pickle fan. There is a restaurant not too terribly far from my place called Parsons, when they're known for Nashville and regular fried chicken, usually served with a side of pickles. You can order a drink called a pickle soda that it's just seltzer water with extra pickle juice. It sounds gross, but literally that's one of my favorite things to drink. I was out on Friday and I couldn't figure out what I wanted to drink, and I spotted a pickle beer. It was interesting. The bartender actually, when I ordered it, she said, "Are you sure?" And but it was great. So I'm one of those consumers that pickle on everything, whether it's cauliflower, whether it's the oh, who had the candy straws? The pickle roulette.
Sour punch.
Yes.
I also brought that for Thanksgiving because I had opened them a while back, and I'm like, here, like take what's the phrase? Take one, kind of try your luck. And people were like, this doesn't like taste like pickle. All right, this one tastes like green apple. Okay, this one's definitely pickle.
Yeah.
So
Archie McPhee, which they're more known for their Seattle-based company, no more for their novelties like a cat lady action figure and things like that. They also have wacky candy cane flavors. Possum is one. They used to have nihilist candy cane that tasted like nothing. But they this year, I think it might be new this year. They have a pickle one, so I might try it if I get brave. I might not. So yeah, cauliflower is definitely tapping into that pickle trend that I'm a fan of. And then my last item was an item that I met from Flagstone Foods at the recent Private Label Manufacturers Association show in Chicago. They manufacture nuts, and one of their newer items is macadamia nuts with a sea salt caramel coating. And I talked to their CEO, and while I was talking, somebody brought me samples of their churro peanuts, which are also relatively new, but then these sea salt caramel macadamia nuts. I could have eaten the entire bag that they were kind enough to send me. I wisely took it to Thanksgiving and shared it with my family, but everybody else was pretty, it resonated really well with them. So macadamias are already considered kind of like indulgent, and then they put this indulgent coating on it, and it seems like a really good move.
That sounds really good. I've definitely seen like chocolate covered macadamia nuts, but I don't think I've ever seen like a sea salt caramel. It almost sounds like Sanders, but minus the chocolate and add macadamia nuts. But yeah, I would definitely try that if I saw it in stores.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look. They're a private label manufacturer. I don't believe that they sell on their own under their own name like a couple of other like
Okay.
Touchstone Pistachio does now, I believe. But definitely keeping an eye out for these because like I have a taste for them right now that we've talked about them. So they've got this consumer. Let's see if they get all the other consumers and production partners. I think that we're out of time and out of products.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, thank you for listening. If you are a producer and you've got a new snack or bakery product that you'd like to tell us about, feel free to email me at spinnerj@bnpmedia.com. Until that time, thanks, and we'll see you later.
Yep. See you later.